that. Damn, shit. I'm good. Yeah. I'm good right there, yo. Them real niggas can't relate. Yeah. Them real niggas can't relate, man. Carolina stand up. Yeah. Hey, baby, tell me, have you ever seen a nigga chase his dreams? Leaving everything he loved behind to make the screen. Kiss his mama on the cheek, say don't worry, I'll be back. I gotta get you out this shit, I'ma hurry, I'll speed back. You see, that's the type of shit the boy be thinking when he dreaming. And he don't pay no mind to them niggas that's disagreeing, saying, nigga, is you crazy? The same ones that talking be the same ones not doing shit. Hey, nigga, is you lazy? Or is you scared to follow dreams? I know you gotta have one. The opportunities be in your face, you gotta grab one, nigga. But while you're bullshitting, I be
Yo, what's good? What's good?
On the road to
Hold on. What the fuck? This shit paused. Oh, what's good though? What's good? Destiny Women's Hoop came a long way. I ain't gonna lie, it's come a long way thus far, but it's not. Y'all don't even realize how far this shit's really about to go. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't even realize that just the start of this alone and what it's done, people don't see what it's going to ascend to, and that's what some people can't even fathom. And I see certain things within the women's game that some people probably don't even think about, but I'm like, yo, I want to be able to have an impact on that shit. So like, there's so many ways as to which women's game can continuously grow. Not even just women's college, but in terms of, especially at the pro level, dog, there's so much room for growth. That's just crazy. It's really crazy. And I'm excited to see it. And we're all witnessing it as well. We're seeing the revolution as we speak. And so that's the one thing as to which I'm blessed just to be able to see. So we about to watch Caitlyn, we about to watch Juju, and we about to watch Paige. All three. I watched both games. I was hyper focused on those three players so that I could be able to bring the best breakdown when it comes down to those players. The ones that we all have our eyes on extensively. And so I was like, okay, let me make sure I get everything I can from Caitlyn from this game, everything from Juju, everything from Paige, because this was Juju's last game of the season, last game of the tournament. They lost. But now we're about to see Caitlyn versus Paige. And then whatever we see after that with if in the finals as well. So bro, you said DR really made go crazy in my workout yesterday. Wait, what you mean? Oh, you got the whatchamacallit? You got the Patreon? You on the Patreon? You talking about that? Let me see. It's Wednesday retwist. Let me take to y'all, bro. You can already see the retwist, bro. You can already see the retwist, bro. You can already see the retwist, bro. Excited for women's game, bro. Like I was saying to start though, bro. That shit about to get crazy, bro. That shit about to really be live, bro. And y'all gonna see, like, there's so much room for growth. Damn, bro. Y'all gotta see. Y'all just gotta wait and see, bro. Y'all just gotta wait and see. I'm literally working on shit on the low so I could be able to have my imprint and be able to help in terms of the women's game as well. Just give it some years time. Just give it some years time, though. Oh, in the workout. Okay, mentally in the workout. Okay. I was thinking like you was talking about the workout that I had posted on there. And by the way, Bungus, I know you was I know you're in the Patreon, I believe, if I remember correctly. But whatchamacallit, I'm about to post another workout tomorrow. I'm posting another workout tomorrow, the part 2 to what I was talking about. And then I'm gonna try to also record some more shit beyond that as well. So let me know what type of videos you want to see. Let me know what type of videos, because I already got some concepts in mind, some ideas in mind that I want to post on there. But if there's anything specific, especially if you're already in there, that you want to see, and I'm like, all right, I'll just fuck around and go do that. Because I already do my own portions of my workouts, but I'm like, all right, is there a way I could kind of shift a few things around so y'all could be able to get exactly what y'all need? So I'm also about to post. Hey, Kingsley, appreciate that sub. But I'm also about to post the workout splits. I made a little workout split. It's in my notes in my phone. I'm gonna post that on the Patreon as well. Like what days y'all should be lifting and what you should do each day. And then I also have I have 3 days total, but I'm not gonna give an entire breakdown of it because that's for y'all on the Patreon. But I got little like supplemental days, like the nuance days in there as well, where it works on the minor stuff. Or it could be tailored towards your injuries and whatever may be going on. So what's the next? Yeah, it's coming tomorrow. Something for ankle mobility would be super useful, or shoulders. You know, speaking about shoulders and kind of even speaking about upper body as a whole, I did upper body today. I did upper body this morning. I did a little bit. I did chest, and shoulders than I did back. I did a little T-bar press, a kneeling T-bar press, and then I just did some quick pull-ups because I was playing one-on-one this morning, right? With someone I'd be working out with, and as we played and everything, like after we played and whatnot, or while we were playing, right? Let me see, just start while we were playing. The ways he was getting a lot of his buckets today was going to the rim, dropping his shoulder and bumping, right? And so I was like, at first what was going on is that when he drived, I would kind of like hollow out and try to back tap or, you know what I'm saying, do one of those like bullshit plays and not really try to stay in front. But I'm like, if you want to actually get a stop, you got to take on all these bumps, like every single one. So every time he drived, I literally sat there as he timed his shoulder to hit directly in my sternum. Boom. Every single time. Boom, boom. But it's not like I was getting hit and I was going way back or some shit, right? It was none shit like that was happening. What ended up occurring was I would take the hit. He may cover, like get a little bit of space, but since I have functional strength, right, I'm actually able to maintain and hold my base and be able to stay balanced, right? To where even when I do get hit, I'm still right there, right? You know what I'm saying? There's even a time I got bumped and I ended up getting a block, right? And so ultimately, after constantly getting shouldered and hitting my sternum and my chest over and over and over, I'm pretty sure I bruised my sternum just because all the hits I got. So I was like, damn, my low-key may have to just to get a little more muscle in my upper body, just a little bit, because I could take the hit. I'm strong enough for it, but I'm not trying to get fucking bruised up every single fucking time. And so boom, I was like, all right, let me do a little bit upper body. Did some little light chest. Did also some pull-ups, just slid out because I did have a busy day today, which is why I'm also streaming a little late, which is why it's 5 o'clock and I just started because I had to go to class, all this other shit. So I did a little bit upper body. So I'm going to show y'all that shit as well. I may not be posting it before, but I do have an abundance of upper body workouts that y'all could use. I drop my shoulder a lot when I drive, so some workouts that would be super useful. I'm telling you, the best workouts that'll help you drop your shoulder and help you get better at like hitting players is improving your ability to move, because you can now get more direct and precise with your hits, right? So like think about it like a boxer, right? I want to compare somebody dropping their shoulder in basketball to a boxer with a punch. If someone gets hit, say just on like their cheekbone, right? You get hit on your cheekbone. That's not as good as a hit as if it's like right here in your temple, because that's what could cause the most. That's where you could be able to actually cause the most damage, like in terms of actually hitting the brain. Because I'm pretty sure what happens is that it moves and it recalibrates. And so there's like that's why they say that he got hit on the button. Probably be somewhere right here, maybe on the jaw. But like if he gets hit like anywhere right here, it may not be that sharp, or he maybe got clipped on the nose off a hook, right? It's not that sharp. And so now you just got to get more precise. It's not that you lack the power. It's just that you're not putting the power in the right spot. And so there's little things as to which you could get better in without just actually literally gaining more force and getting more strength. And so I even have a clip about timing bumps, right, in this breakdown with Paige Bueckers. I have a clip with her talking about that, but I'm also going to flip that clip, right? I'm going to flip the concept and show y'all how y'all can take an offensive concept and help y'all get better at defense. And that's going to be a gem. A lot of y'all don't even realize that. Like, y'all could be really good offensive players, but you could be just as good on defense if you simply took everything you knew on offense and flipped it around. And so I'm going to start emphasizing that concept even more, because a lot of y'all don't even be peeping. A lot of y'all don't be peeping. Core 2 for defending. Yeah, of course. The core is extremely vital. You'll lose all balance if you don't got core. I got to get better at getting low and attacking the hip while driving. Most definitely. That's something as to which could be fixed with as simple as joining the Patreon. I'm telling you. Let me drop this in the chat before we even get started with this breakdown, because I'm about to get started with this breakdown super soon. Let me put boom. Boom. Hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me drop that in there. Get that. Let me put that link in the chat. I gotta pin that in the chat every single time we stream. You, of course, I gotta peep that. I'm Rashad McCants. But he's tripping. You Rashad McCants about to come here with like the fucking big ass hat or some shit. You about to come here with a custom T-shirt, though. Nigga be pulling up with a custom T-shirt every day, bro. I'm like, bro, why you got so much time to make all these damn shirts, bro? Why you got so much time on his hands, bro? Dog. Broke as hell, but I want to get the Patreon so bad. Need to save my money for real, bro. It's literally $13 in a month. In a course of bro, you can make $20 in a weekend if you just do like say cut the grass or some sort of thing as to which you could be able to make money around your house for, or you could get money from your parents for. Like, it don't take that much. And when you even think about how much you probably go out and buy food and things like that, right? It's like, I could just save that shit and put it into this, so now I could get the answers and get exactly what's stopping me from getting better at my main goal, right? You're investing into yourself and you're expediting the process, because you're not going to be the one who has to sit here and go be your own guinea pig, right? Because that takes years to figure out the answers to the things that's what you want to get. Whereas you got somebody like me who's already been their own guinea pig for 7 years, and now I can be able to trim all the fat away and like, oh, this is gonna work. All right, this is for that. Boom, this is for this. It's just gonna expedite your process so much quicker. I would have done the same shit if I had those resources that I could be able to. That I could have been able to say I trust, one, and two. Me personally, I did like the process of learning. I low-key did like having to go through it instead of having to go and just ask for the answers. I like the going through the process of things, because that's really the funnest part of a lot of stuff. But what does the Patreon provide? The Patreon is going to have exclusive breakdowns. I'm probably going to do an exclusive breakdown this weekend, right? Things that won't be on YouTube. And I'm going to be talking about like really in-depth on concepts, right? Where I may have a clip in here where I talk about for like 40 seconds, maybe a minute max. I'm going to take that one clip and I'm going to talk about all the intricacies within that one clip in itself. So y'all really going to get all the gems when it comes down to certain concepts, right? So the exclusive breakdowns, I'm going to have workouts dropping every week, full-length workouts, start to finish. I'm not just going to post one calf raise, fucking sets and reps to do or some shit. I'm talking full-length workout for basketball, like functional strength, for injuries, for like sprained ankles, tendonitis. I'm talking vertical jump, right? Because I done got my vert from like a 33 to a 40. Bro, I did some crazy, hold on. Speaking of vert, I was in the gym today. I was jumping at the end of my workout. I did a reverse two-hand windmill. I don't even think y'all realize what I said. A reverse two-hand windmill, right? So if y'all see my IG live this past weekend, I was trying that shit all the time. It's where you just basically go like this. Like you go attack the rim. Here. Right there. Right? Reverse two-hand windmill. That shit was so, I didn't think I would get it. I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to go try it. And by going into it without any thought and just like, fuck it, I'm going to just go feel good and go try it. I got that shit the first try. I'm like, damn, I tried 20 times this past weekend, couldn't get it once. Came here, boom. That shit was so tough. I'm going to record that shit this weekend. It was so nasty. It's probably the best dunk I done did. But yeah, vertical jump stuff is on there. I'm going to have nutrition and diet plans and like little structures and nuances y'all got to follow. I'm going to have new concepts that I learn on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to post on there. I'm going to have workout routines. Bunch of shit's going to be on there. It's all the things that will allow you to apply, like directly apply the knowledge that I give y'all. So it's like, okay, I talked about this in the clip. All right, let me show y'all this workout. And if you continuously do this workout over periods of time, it's going to build yourself to this point. Or I'm going to be able to talk about certain things in depth and be able to connect it between certain concepts and different concepts, right? So it's most definitely going to be an investment in self. You 13, how much? Or hold on, let me read what you said before. I spent $500, so I have any money. How you spend, bro? It's 13 for the Patreon, and that's the PG-13 tier. You know what I'm saying? Where you can get all the workouts, nutrition, all that shit, right? Also offer one-on-one coaching in there as well, where if you like direct message responses and little things like that. So like if you got the King James tier, right, the LeBron tier, and if you got the direct message responses, you could send me your jump shot, or you could send me something, and I can respond directly to that throughout the entire day. And I'm telling you, it's guaranteed responses. It's not like where I'll have a whole Discord of a bunch of questions. Like I'm guaranteed I'm gonna get back to you within a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? And maybe even sooner. And so I have that on there as well. One-on-one live coaching sessions, coaching calls, personal breakdowns is also in the higher tier with the MJ tier and the Mamba Mentality tier. So make sure if y'all want to invest into yourself, invest into y'all journey, join the Patreon right there at the top of the chat. My mom's 5. Hold on. Let me go back to what I was at the top. Do you think Juju is going to be better than Paige and Caitlin at the end of her college career? I ain't gonna lie. Juju is a different style of hooper than those two, right? And of course they all got their own play styles. But like, if I had to do like this of a comparison of like NBA players, like Caitlin would have to be like a Steph and Juju would have to be like a D Book. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of how their aggression and how the way they attack. So essentially, I think Juju's gonna have more layers to her game, most definitely than Caitlin and Paige in terms of scoring. When she really learns like these like little tricks and whatnot, and like how to layer her game. Because right now she could only pull up going to her right side. She can't pull up going left, right? And it's like Caitlin Clark. You know she's gonna go into her left side. She's gonna shoot that shit every time. Right? She don't shoot going to her right side. If y'all never noticed, everything she does goes to her left side. But yet they still can't stop it. Her pull-ups, her throw-overs, all this shit going to her left side. They can't stop it. Go right, left, right, hop. She got it all to her left side, right? And I think Juju's game, like her offensive package, will be more complete, and her game her overall movement is more smooth and whatnot. So I'm gonna talk about that more in the breakdown. I'm 13. How much sleep do I need? I would say, honestly, at 13, at least 7. At least 7. Preferably 8, because if you get a good amount of rest is the best recovery. And so being at 13, you're going to need time. You're going to need that rest so you can be able to help your growth, right? It's going to help maximize your growth. And don't think it's just sleep. It's also about nutrition, your diet, how active you are and taking care of your body, those little things, and not doing too much resistance training and trying to go too heavy. Right, stressing your body. So I'll say be careful about that, because if you're hooping, you're 13, they're probably worried about how tall am I going to be. You know what I'm saying? Just like I think somebody just asked right after that, Yogi, he just asked about growing. So advice for first 3. Live period coming up for a combo guard. Oh, combo guard. Okay. So live period for a combo guard. What I would have to say that communicate, be loud, right? Because if you're able to bring that communication defensively, it's not just going to help your team. It's going to even put eyes on you. You know what I'm saying? It's going to force people to notice you. If you're always talking, you're the loudest person on the floor. Your entire team's going to not just do what they need to do and understand what things are going on. It could even bring a flow, and it could be contagious. Because a lot of things, especially communication, it's so contagious, right? If you are the one to start something, if you got the energy, and then now the team begins to see that it's helping and that's allowing us to play at our highest level, everybody's going to continue to do it because we're playing good, right? We're playing good. And so now it's gonna get contagious. Like, you start talking, it's like, and if somebody doesn't, tell them to start talking. Like, hold them accountable, little things like that. I always say that because that's something you don't even need to go work on, right? You just need to simply say what you're seeing. You don't need to go put 10,000 hours in the gym, 2,000, like a whole bunch of hours on film. You could just say what's going on. As simple as that. And you can literally do it like this, and not just you, but your entire team could get better like that if you just decide to talk. The only thing that's going to stop you from talking as well is if you're out of shape. If you're not conditioned, it's going to be tough, because it may be like the fourth quarter, and you may be sitting here trying to catch your breath instead of being able to speak and be able to recover and not really have to worry about having to catch your breath and get energy, right? So that's the only thing that could stop you. But at the same time, you got to make sure you speak. So, especially if you're on the weak side, bro. If you're on the weak side corner, right? If you're that bottom, that weak side corner, that tag man, if say a pick and roll happens on the other wing, you can see everything on the floor, right? So you got to say everything you see. It's going to help everybody. I'll say that. And then also, offensively, don't think about shit too much. Play a game. Play a game, bro. Play a game. All the work that you put in is going to come to light. And so if you didn't put enough time in, if you didn't put enough work in, that's going to come to light. But if you did, and you know you did, because you can't lie to yourself. And so when you ask yourself, did I put as much work in as I possibly can? And if you could confidently say yes to yourself, then once you go and play the game, you ain't got shit to worry about. It's only the players who know that they could have put more work in and they did not do as much as they could, who now get into the game and have this very, very high level of anxiety, right? Having that high level of performance anxiety. It's only those players. So that's a question for yourself. And if you don't like that feeling, I want you to ask yourself the next time you get met with a decision to go into the gym, discipline or regret, you choose. I want you to just ask yourself that same shit every time and remember the feeling of stepping onto the floor and thinking, I did not put enough work in. I did not do as much as I can to prepare myself right here, right now for this game. That's what burned me. And that's why I even just started thinking discipline or regret. So, my mom 5'5", my dad 5'8", and I'm 5'10", 13, and I cooked. Bro, y'all with this am I cook shit, bro. My dad is 5'6", my mom is 5'5". I'm 6'1", 6'2". You know what I'm saying? If you're already 5'10" at 13, you're probably not cooked. If you're already 5'10" at 13, you're probably not cooked. So, I would when it comes down to height, that's the one thing y'all always be like, yo, am I cooked? Am I cooked? Right? I'm like, bro, you just gotta make sure you value your nutrition, get your rest, and that's the most you could do. It's the most you could do. Y'all be worrying about some shit you really can't control much of. The only things that you can control is the things I just said, which is your rest, your training, and then also your diet and nutrition. So, got a question. All right, Leo, what's good? Kaylin like Trae Young? I see that. I see that. I ain't gonna lie. I do see that. Because she is more ball dominant shooting. So that is a little more of an accurate comparison, 2K Plug. That is more of an accurate comparison. How do you get a quick first step? Honestly, I got my first step quicker by training functionally and essentially changing the physiology of my frame, of my body, so I could be able to not just jump higher by learning the mechanics at the same time, but also just having more of that fast twitch. And the most I'm going to be able to post on that is going to be on the Patreon. So if you want to get those workouts, it's going to be on the Patreon. I'm going to be posting not just weight room workouts. I'm going to have plyometrics in there. And it's not going to be the bullshit plyometrics like, oh, let's jump rope and let's do that bullshit, right? I'm going to show y'all how to pattern in plyometrics properly. So not only can you build short ground contact time, right? You could also be able to build a really good, or have a really good spring within your Achilles and your patella, because those are the two tendons that are within the legs, right? Those are also the longest tendons that pretty sure we have in our body. And so, boom, those are vital right there. And so I'm gonna show y'all how to be able to develop that until I drop my vert program, where it's all gonna be layered day by day, right? Week by week, meal by meal, right? And until I drop that, this is the best y'all gonna get, and I guarantee you're gonna see results like this. I done had somebody do the workout I posted for the first time, and it took away their knee pain. For what? For the knee pain he had for years. That's what Bungus had said last time. He's just a testimony, and so that's just off the first video alone. Give me, I'm a late bloomer 16, still haven't developed yet. My coach said even though I'm talented, he can't play me in games because of my physicality. What, you play too weak? Is that basically what he's saying, Leo? You play too weak? I'm 18, about to be 19. You think the EuroLeague can prepare me and get me to? You think European League? You think the European League can prepare and get me to the NBA or not? I mean, I be telling y'all this all the time. Y'all, people nowadays be too focused on the end goal and not focused on what you can control. Y'all be too focused on that, right? Of course, you want to be able to get yourself to that level and be the best possible player that you can. But the best thing that you can do is prioritize daily growth, right? Be able to look back on each of your days and say, how much better did I get? And you want to continuously do that day in and day out, over and over and over. So you can be able to grow into the best version of yourself, right? So I don't even want you to think, okay, is this the right way? I just want you to worry about the next step and not worry about taking a leap. Because this life is full of steps and not leaps. Everybody want to take leaps. Everybody want to bound. Everybody, and not even that. People don't even just want to bound and jump. People want to fucking take airplanes and shit. They just want to expedite and go all the way to the end, and they don't want to enjoy the process. Because what value does the goal have of reaching the goal if you didn't partake in the process? If you had everything readily accessible and available to you, right here at the touch of your hands, you could go and do it. What meaning does it have? Because once you actually get it, you begin to look at the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into your craft to actually get there, right? So you got to enjoy the process and maximize the process, right? And the process starts with doing the daily growth, right? bit by bit by bit, just stacking days. And so I want you to focus on what's the best step what's the next step I must take. The next step that's going to lead me in the direction of where I want to be, and not always thinking about where you want to be. I just want you to do that. I want you to do that. Think about what you're doing right now. What's the best training split? Monday lower, Tuesday upper, Wednesday rest, Thursday lower, upper, rest. I'm about to have a split. I'm about to have an updated split, like a day by day split. I haven't really dropped one because I've been contemplating because I've been really trying to put myself in y'all's shoes and understand, okay, what's the best split for y'all, because I know y'all be hooping and working out and all this other shit. And so what's the best split if you want to be able to hoop every single day, or maybe even multiple times a day? And so I'm about to really formulate a good split, because the split I'm using is not the same one for y'all. It's a little different because I'm going through my own vert program right now. What's good, Dominic? What do you think about the Kobe training approach as far as staying in one spot, repping the same shot over and over again hundreds of times? I think that's 10 times better than the modern day training. I think that's way better than the modern day training, because you're building yourself to be elite at one skill. But what Kobe did, right? These are the hidden skills and hidden gems of his training that I could guarantee you that he followed suit with, right? He lived by, is that he wasn't just sitting there doing one thing over and over. As he was doing these reps over and over, he would also go and try to apply it into a game and see how it worked. And then he would come back and see, oh, this didn't feel right, I need to adjust this. Or as he's doing it, he's like, I don't get a good feel about this. What feels off? And he's constantly reflecting on what he's doing, so he knows how to do it perfectly. A lot of people will just do one thing over and over and over. Hey, appreciate that sub, Perfect Pop. Appreciate that sub. But people just do some shit over and over and over, but they'll be doing it wrong, right? You got to really reflect on what you're doing and seeing how sharp it is at the things as to what you do. And so that in itself, that thought process of how can I get this better, right? How does this feel? How could this translate? That's what allowed him to be able to maintain joy within repetition, because repetition breeds boredom. If you do some shit so many times over and over and over again, you're gonna get bored, unless mentally you're stimulated to where you may physically be doing something that's damn near the same, but mentally it's not the same. It's not, because you're constantly growing and constantly improving. And that's what that was almost his arousal for growth. What made him want to, okay, let me keep going and keep fighting and keep getting better. I gotta low-key start this breakdown super soon, because I gotta end stream 6:05, no cap. But let me pull this up. I'm gonna get through y'all questions right quick. When you say nutrition, what do you mean? It's not just eating junk. And there's a lot of nuances in when it comes down to nutrition. Like I was saying, the first step y'all gotta take, because I know y'all probably eat like shit, low-key, right? Is that you just cut out the junk food, cut out the processed food, cut out the juices, cut out the sodas, cut out the all the food that's processed and has gone through all these lengths and bounds to be able to get to your plate, right? Cut that shit out, right? The chips, the candies, all that stuff, cut it out. That's your first step. And stay hydrated, right? Just do those two things. Stay hydrated, cut out all the processed and junk foods. That's the first step. Now, beyond that is a whole nother thing. That's some shit as to which y'all should even worry about, because it requires a level of discipline. That if you cannot get past this first level of discipline, which is staying hydrated and cutting out the processed and junk foods, you cannot do anything else past that. You can't, right? It's gonna be so tough. You can't try to take 5 steps forward at once, right? You literally got to take one. You got to take it step by step, and now your discipline is gonna build. So that's the most important part. But I'm actually putting the details and all the gems about nutrition on the Patreon. Everything I even eat, the macros that I track, what I recovery things, all that little stuff. How do I be shifty and deceptive? I mean, shiftiness boils down to your ability to control your body. Deception is understanding how you can manipulate your defender, using a whole bunch of signs and a whole bunch of different indicators. So when it comes down to the body portion, that's the Patreon. That's the workouts I'm about to start posting. And if you're like, oh damn, you keep talking about the Patreon, just let me stack some videos up, right? Let me stack some videos, and y'all gonna be able to see, oh, he's really locked in. Let me just stack some videos first. I'm just letting y'all know now before that shit gets to the point where I got 20 videos, 30, 40, 50, 100, 200, 300, a whole bunch of workouts, all just layered, whole bunch of different concepts in all of them. So, Yeah, that's a whole different thing. How do I finish against tall defenders? 5'4" guard in Africa. Float. Get a float game. Get a float game. Camping. Get a float game. If you don't got a float game, you tripping. And all you need is the strong hand. All you need is your strong hand. So if you righty, just get the righty. If you lefty, just get a lefty. Don't worry about getting both. Only worry about getting a really good lay with your offhand. And then when you need it, if you ever do even need it, then you could get the offhand float. But just get that strong hand float. Trust. Get the strong hand float off 2, right, left, off 2, left, right. Off 1, opposite foot, same hand float. That's all you need. All the footwork's right there. And then boom, you got it. That's all you need right there. How you can improve balance? I'm actually about to make some balance videos on the Patreon, because whatchamacallit, Punk Bungus has said, oh, ankle workouts. My ankle workouts are balance based, because that's what overall brings that stability. So I'm about to start posting some shit on there in terms of building that stability in terms of and balance and ankle strength, so y'all don't get no fucking sprained ankles and shit. I ain't gonna lie, men's, I have not watched men's, dog. I have not watched men's. That shit just really don't be that intriguing. I ain't gonna lie, that shit don't be that intriguing, bro. It's just like, it just don't be that intriguing, bro. It just don't be that intriguing, bro. My coach said because I'm not physically developed, I can't really compete because they bully me on defense. But when I develop, he'll put me in the game. But I started growing. I don't want to stay on the bench. You're gonna have to prove to him you could work with what you have. Because it's not like I'm going to go and just bulk up and be like, yo, look what I could do. Because now you're going to get worse because your offensive game and everything is going to be dog water. Right? So, honestly, I ain't going to lie. The best thing you could probably do is, if you're on the Patreon already, right, lock in with those workouts. Build the functional strength to where people really can't bully you. Like I was talking about at the start of stream, where I may get hit and I'm still solid and could guard. Right? I'm talking... Focus on that stuff so you build the functional strength. And also, whenever I talk about defensive IQ, your ears should automatically be listening, be glued to the screen, right? Eyes should be glued to the screen. Your ears should just be listening, because that's what's gonna allow you to be a step ahead of defense, and it's gonna show you, coach, oh, he could work around that. And so you could also do something like getting charges. If you get charges, that damn near might bypass all that shit, because you don't even need to get stronger to get charges. You just need to get smarter. Right? When they hit you on that second bump, hit, fall back. Right? I'm telling you, bro, it'd be that easy. Motherfuckers be so gullible. 6 foot and weak as fuck. I'm telling you, learn defense. Joined basketball a couple months ago. What do I do to get a beginner who can't get to the gym? Or if you can't get to the gym, dribble your ass off. Dribble all day through the fucking night. You know what I'm saying? That's the best thing you could do without a gym, because that's the one skill you could develop. And all it takes is a basketball and a pavement and a floor and a surface. That's all it takes. How can you scale dribble, finishing, and shooting in workouts? You're probably already working on too much if you're trying to work on dribbling, finishing, and shooting. You're not going to be able to become a threat. And especially if you're young, you need to become a threat. So you just need to pick one of those, maybe 2. And if you do 2, it's going to be a 70%, 30% split in terms of attention and time spent on those skills. And if it's just one skill, which is probably what may be best, is work on one skill when you get into a workout. Probably what's going to be best for you as a player in your development. You trying to get at least lean muscle? Nutrition. I could say this, right? At your age, it's going to be hard to put on... It'll be a detriment to put on weight that your body doesn't want to put on, because your movement is going to be worse, and now it's going to make you more susceptible to injury, because just those few extra pounds with all this force that you're playing a game with, it could hurt your game, right? It could hurt you physically, but hurt your game because you're not used to the way you move with this weight. You're not as quick, not as fast, you're not as swift, all these little things. And so I would say be careful with that. A lot of people try to think, oh, it's my time to put on weight right now when I'm in high school. You need to just hoop and get better. Eat right. Have a good lift routine, lift schedule, and also don't try to fucking put crazy numbers on dumbbells, on barbells, all that shit, because it's only gonna stress your system to where it may stunt your growth. But don't focus so much on that aspect of things, because your body's gonna put on weight as it wants to put on weight. So y'all need to understand that as well. A lot of people be trying to force it. I've been in y'all shoes too. I've been in y'all shoes. But I can guarantee you that oftentimes your body you just don't want to put on weight at that time. And if you do, you put on this excess weight, like you're a bodybuilder or some shit, which is a lot of people be doing, it's gonna hurt y'all. So let me turn this stuff down. I just pulled up some of the stuff for the breakdown because we about to get started super soon. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I peeped the Rockets earlier today. I was like, yo, that's tough. Should I focus more on weightlifting than apply for increase of vertical? Should I do opposite, or should I find balance between the two? I'll say a balance, but I'm literally about to put a split between using weight room and using plyometrics in that split I post on the Patreon. I just need to really look it over before I tell y'all to do a certain thing. Like, I don't want to put nothing as to which is like, oh, I want, it's not good enough, or I could do this, or I want to make sure everything is the best it possibly could be. So, 22 and 9 dimes, thanks. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all just got to be the ones. Y'all got to be the testimonials. Y'all just got to let people know, oh, I did this, I did X, I did Y, I did Z. When I did a certain thing, when I was playing this game, just let people know that this shit really do bring y'all results. Y'all just got to let people know. Just kick game. Be like, yo, this is really how I'm getting better. Now, imagine if you sent my video to your teammate who be playing dog shit. You know how much that helped you getting 22 and 9. Imagine how much it's going to help him when he be playing with no brain. Just send him to be like, yo, go watch a video on this player, because I be watching everybody, right? I be watching them there, a lot of players. So I guarantee you there's something in that can help somebody get better. Similar to that, to where you hyper-focus, Malcolm. Similar to how you just hyper-focus, but it doesn't necessarily have to be 1 year focus on this, 1 year focus on that. It could be a summer, right? 3 months I work on this, and then I work on this and I test it out. And I constantly have to go through that growth and that, you know what I'm saying? Seeing, all right, does this translate? How much do I adjust it? Going through that whole process of translation. And then can just continuously getting better through it all. So, any plyometric workouts coming soon? I do plyos twice a week. So I'll end up probably recording it on Friday. I may record some shit on Friday. I just had a hectic Tuesday and Wednesday. Past couple of days has been hectic. Today and yesterday been hectic. So, if I join, yeah, you'll have access to all that there is on there. You'll have access to all that's on there. So I told my little brother to watch you, and he's not watching the live, but he's watching the Paul George breakdown. Hey, get him started somewhere. Get him started somewhere with something. Get him started somewhere with something. Before you know, it's gonna be like, oh, this shit really work. Get locked in, bet that bunk. Hey, once I actually start posting all nutrition shit, everything, I'm telling you. 70-30 split. A 70-30 is just the percent of focus and time you spent on a certain thing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I mean when I say 70-30. And now we about to get to this breakdown. It's time for this breakdown. It's time for it. We really about to lock in. I really got some gems. And I'm about to flow and hit a different pocket. Let me get this. Make sure that's boom turned off right there. And by the way, I'm about to start showing y'all some IRL shit. I'm about to show y'all the journey of my growth in itself. Right? I'm on Patreon. That's where I'm gonna put all the full workouts. On my IG and these other platforms, I'm gonna start showing y'all how, like, the little things of my improvements and my growth. I'm gonna be my own testimonial and show y'all that although I do have a 40 right now, I could get a 43, 44. Or I'm gonna show y'all my whole entire journey to East Bay, because I still have yet to get this East Bay. And so week by week, I'm gonna make sure I stack the days. So each week y'all gonna see an update. So I'm really locked in. I'm about to start showing y'all more shit. But hold on, let me get this done right quick. Let me actually find a better clip then. Oh yeah, let me get this one right here. Hold on. Let me get this one right here for the Instagram story. Hold on, let me get this done right quick. Boom, boom. Let me get that, get that, get that, get that. Boom, boom. Got that. Got that. Oh, not that. Boom. Boom. And we locked in. And we locked in. And we locked in. Hold on. Let me get this post on the Discord too. Let me get this post on the Discord. Announcements. I'm gonna go through the Discord on Friday, by the way. I'm gonna go through the Discord on Friday. Because I know there's been people sending dumb stuff in there. So I'm gonna still try to peep it every now and then. But boom, we locked in. We locked in. Let me get my marker pulled up. Let me get my marker pulled up. Where's my marker at? Where's my marker at? The Mind the Game podcast is so far. I ain't gonna lie, it is. It is. I watched the new episode today. I watched the new episode today. Watched it while I was on my way to class, while I was driving to school. Hold on, let me make sure this shit gets uploaded. Make sure shit gets uploaded right quick. Throw the overlay on right quick. Throw that on right quick. And it is not uploading. Hold on. That's why I had to double check. That's why I had to double check. That's why I had to double check. Don't make me redo this upload, bruh. This shit got stuck. Why this shit stuck? Hold on, hold on, hold on. I don't know why this shit is not uploading. Hold on, let me see what you're saying. Should I keep on trying to find my rhythm or hyper focus on making plays for my teammates? Give me 1 second, give me 1 second. I don't know why this shit is bugging. I may have to redo this right quick. This shit is not uploading, bro. Look at this, look at this. That shit just stuck. That shit just stuck. Let me retry. I retried it. Hold on. Retried it. I ain't gonna lie, I think I'm cooked. I think it's cooked. I think it's cooked. You ever gonna break down Angel Reese? Restart your phone. Bro, this shit is bugging, bro. I'm trying to start this breakdown. This shit is out here tripping, dog. I gotta cancel this shit again. Save it as that. Alright, I'm gonna restart my phone. Restarting my phone. Restarting that shit. You ever gonna break down Angel Reese? Probably, most definitely. It's just that I wanted to watch. If I tried to throw Angel Reese's breakdown in here, I wouldn't have been able to give you all the highest quality of a breakdown I possibly could. I would not have. Because there's just so much shit I gotta watch. There's just so much shit. And then I also have to remember the clips and be like, oh, boom, we want to talk about this, I want to talk about that. Like, it'll get tough. And I don't want to water down a breakdown just so I could just throw as many players in the breakdown as I can. EuroLeague players in the future, I'll most definitely do it at least on the Patreon. If I really do get hip to certain players and I'm like, yo, this is actually, I want to show everybody this player, I'm like, probably do it there. But I'm definitely gonna peep. I'll say that. Definitely gonna peep eventually. All right, let's try this one more time. Let's try this one more time, bro. Let's try this one more time. Try this one more time. Got connected right there. Go to Instagram. Share. If this don't work now, I don't know if it's ever gonna work. Again, I ain't gonna lie. I don't think this shit is gonna work. Bro, I don't think this shit is gonna work, bro. I just gotta get another clip. Hold on. I just gotta get another clip. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, bro. That shit is bugging. That shit is bugging, bro. Try to get another video up, bro. Let's get this clip right here. Got that. All right. Let me get that. All right, boom. Give me 1 second. My bad, this shit taking so long. Or actually, I can't even do shit about this shit. This shit tripping. Let me get that. Let me get there. And I gotta reset that. We're going fast. Congratulations, you deserve it. Hey, we rising by the day. 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 We locked in. And we just getting started, by the way. We just getting started. Got that. Let's see if this works. If this shit don't work now, it's just like it's just GG's. It's just GG's, bro. It's just GG's. It's just GG's. I ain't gonna lie, it's just GG's. Instagram not uploaded shit. Instagram not uploaded shit for me, bro. Instagram not fucking with me today. Instagram not fucking with me today. Instagram not fucking with me today. Let me try one more time. I'll turn on my data. If I turn on my data, it's still not working, bro. It's just GG's. It's just GG's. If I see a shit stuck again one more time, I'm just literally clicking start and we watching this game. I'm literally hitting start and we watching this game. Been like that for the past 5 hours. Thank you. Taking that shit off. All right, we got, bro. Let's get started, bro. If it's been like that shit, if that shit is bugging, if that shit is on its own, let's just get started. I can't do nothing about it. All right. So before we even start the breakdown, let me do my quick little intro about this game, right quick. Right. Let me talk about Caitlyn. We're gonna watch Caitlyn, then we're gonna watch Paige versus Juju. It's like the second half of the breakdown. And so when you look at Caitlyn's track record, the one thing you can say is that she steps up to the plate. She doesn't get influenced by external pressures, and she's always going to play her game. Her opponents, on the other hand, they like, we playing Caitlyn Clark, right? And so we had a start like this for LSU, which is absolutely atrocious. Just notice this, right? This is the first offensive possession of the game, right? First offensive possession. Now,
with all due respect,
Van Lith is nice, but understand what's going to happen in these first few possessions. She's guarding Caitlyn, right? All right, you taking away the middle, solid on the ice. Great job by Caitlyn, though, to now work her way down to get a better angle, right? And so now what ends up happening, she just releases and now lets her get over the top of that screen, goes underneath it, and what does Caitlyn do? Now bring herself back to that left side to get more space, boom, knocks down her first shot on the first possession. Watch how she builds her rhythm, bro. She's making it too easy, and I think it's a little bit of stage fright if you ask me, right? This is a big stage. And so now, I believe a couple next possessions down, right? You understand this gap that she has here. Cooked. These blow-bys is absolutely atrocious. Because y'all, I want you to even understand this, right? Next possession down. When you now as a defender decide to get into your base, this is the space that this is the range that you're playing in, saying, I could be able to stay in front as long as I move my feet open up if they want to get by. But now Caitlyn's going to continuously eat this space to where now she's in front. And now even when she makes this tween to the right side, watch what she does. Does even to flip the base. Now I just attack. No help. I get a three, an easy three, an easy layup to start this game, right? And it's not like, okay, I'm going to stop trying to attack you, right? We still going to keep cooking you, right? And so it's not even just Caitlyn who may get a rhythm. She got this switch, turns immediately. Guess what happens, right? The easiest way to get it to in this game with players who aren't paying attention, backdoor cut. Watch Kim Mulkey. Watch Kim Mulkey. Now, that's a terrible foundation to lay for your defense and lay for your team to start the game, and it's beautiful if you're Caitlin Clark in Iowa. And now it's where she's really about to start cooking. Caitlin Clark's son. Hey, I ain't gonna lie though, right? This stage fright is kind of crazy because even when she did get a replacement, a sub, watch Poa. I believe that's how you say your name. All right, you tripping once. Okay, I could. You stumbled once, right? You stumbled once, right? But this is clean. That's clean. And now it's just like, damn. I ain't gonna lie, Caitlin got it. Caitlin got it. And she be shooting all the shots 2-3 feet beyond the line. She really about to start getting cooking. Now I'm gonna show y'all the real gems in her game, bro. I really notice. Really understand. So now I want to talk beyond just Caitlin on some of these possessions. I want to talk about some of her teammates, some skills that y'all can still incorporate that all players use in the game of basketball. For another stream, yo, what's good, Samuel? What's good, Samuel? Peep this though. This is kind of funny. Caitlin got this, threw it into the post. She just looked right back at Caitlin as soon as he caught it. She probably like, why the hell you throw me the ball? Why you throw me the ball? And so now Caitlin ends up getting this right back, right? But I want you to notice her teammate right here, right? As Caitlin throws this pass. And so when she gets left, watch what she does. She keeps moving out to that left side because that gives you space. Y'all always worried about how can I create space with the ball in my hands. How about when you're off the ball, which is about 80% of the time on average when you're playing basketball, right? How could I create space? You move into space and move away from the help. You move with that pass. So now she gets an open three. Whereas if she stood in the same spot, contested. Definitely a bucket. I feel bad. Hey, I wouldn't feel bad shit if you just had a different mentality. I wouldn't feel bad for him. You did it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You did that shit to yourself. And now these plays right here are universal strategic attacks, right? These are universally strategic attacks. And so now notice what's going on this side right here, right? She's about to get the step up screen. But notice what Caitlin does, understanding that I now pull Angel Reese out to the middle of the floor, right? And I also have this lane going to my right side. And I have a 40% three-point shooter on the tournament also on this right side. Skip, boom, attack, I get into a lane. They really should have plugged that off because it's Caitlin. You don't want to get her going, but they didn't. Give me another two with an and one. Watch your breakdown, Dylan Harper. Yo, that shit was a while ago. I just remember that. VOD on Twitch? Nah, the Twitch VODs are gone. They leave after a few days. They're not after like 30 days. They leave after 30 days. So let me also talk about this though. Quick little concept. Let me come down to Caitlin. I want you to even understand, notice this, right? Caitlin does a great job at controlling pace and being uninfluenced by the actual physical pressures of defenders, right? But there comes to a point where you can't allow that relaxedness, that pace to cause you to be lackadaisical, to where once you get into actions like this, you're throwing soft passes, not reading the defense, and they pick that off, right? And so although you have good pace, doesn't mean you let your guard down and you throw weak passes and you don't really read the defense. You got to continuously stay with your guard up. And now off the ball. I wish Caitlin played more off the ball, bro. Oh, she played more off the ball. But, I mean, she doesn't really have the teammates to do so. Maybe she does in the W, but we'll see. We'll see. But Caitlin is a very ball-dominant player at Iowa because they don't really have many ball handlers. But she does understand what I must do to be able to create room when I'm off the ball and moving in these actions. So I got these screens here going over the top. I recognize at this point, Van Lith don't get clipped, right? That's a cognitive, that's a natural read. It's just a feel that you get when you come off these screens. And so just recognizing that's like, she's just right on my tail still. What am I going to do? Catch and get to the paint because I'm not going to be able to get my shot. Why continue to curl to the three-point line? So now you pull in help all over. Everybody touching the paint. You got 3 purple jerseys in the paint. Kick out for a 3. It's easy plays. You just got to know how to make the reads. And as Caitlin Clark, if she does begin to play more off the ball, good luck checking her, especially when she's going over her right shoulder. Good luck. And this is really unorthodox. 2018 Cavs. 2018 Cavs is crazy, dog. 2018 Cavs is crazy. And this is something weird about Caitlyn. I don't even know if y'all even realized, but like I talked about before, how she always does everything going left. But this is one part of Caitlyn's game that's really unorthodox. Like y'all got to notice what pivots and what type of what pivots she uses, right? And so notice, oftentimes when she gets these catches as a righty, she's gonna use her right foot as a pivot. And if you understand being a righty, you like to have that left foot down because it's a smoother shot when you get up and the way you angle your feet. But Caitlyn always likes to use that right. And it's so tough to guard, especially when she's moving with the pass and using that jab. Extremely tough. And I'm going to show y'all the layer behind that when it also comes down to her shooting and how those two connect. Isaiah Thomas right next to Angel Reese. I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. But also, this is a quality of a ball handler. A lot of people think being a good ball handler means being able to do every single move that there possibly could be done in basketball. But it boils down to your ability to navigate the floor and see space. So notice Caitlyn when she gets up the floor, right? I'm going to slow this down even more, right? Watch Caitlyn as she gets down. Turns right, and now notice what happens with Angel Reese. She leaves, Caitlyn sees, works her way right, behind the back, gets left into that middle of the floor where Angel Reese's back is turned and there's no help, right? It's about your ability to navigate and see gaps and get your body, just with the ball as an extension of your body, to those areas so you can be able to score. And now here too, I want to talk about two plays. I'm gonna connect this play with the next play after this. So notice. So Caitlyn ends up getting a ball screen right now, and she's on the wing with a live dribble. Now I want you to understand how different these angles are going to be, right? And so with Caitlyn starting this ball screen from this wing, right, a lot closer to that three-point line, the angle as to which she's going to be able to get to off this screen is it's going to lead her wide, and it's going to lead her down into that middle. And now she's really suffocated in that floor. She couldn't really tighten her angle. So now she ends up getting here, having to end up turning the ball over, I believe. Or no, ball goes out of bounds. But now this is a high ball screen, right? And notice how much better the angle she could get off, right? Because you seen her come off that screen, get wide, and try to get middle because you saw Flage plugging in on that help. Now she gets left here. She could come off right shoulder to shoulder with that screener. And then even curl back onto the other direction because I came off that screen so tight. And so by knowing the plug is there, you got to also change where you play with the ball screen, right? So instead of going off that wing right close to that three-point line, let's go high ball screens, right? You could do things like that. And now this ultimately allows her to attack this big and now end up getting out into space, hezzy, get the gap, drop off in the paint, right to that free throw line, gets a jumper, another dime for Caitlyn. Angel Reese I think she's 6'3". She's just tall in comparison to her competition. She about 6'3". I'm pretty sure she is. Though. Correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all could go ahead and Google whatever. Maybe 6'5" in shoes. Maybe 6'4", 6'5" in shoes. Possibly. But I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna talk about this one thing with Caitlyn. I don't think a lot of people realize this. A lot of people, you always see Caitlyn take these type of shots, but people do not give her enough credit for it, right? And so I got to really put this in point 5 so y'all could comprehend this concept, right? And so not enough of y'all give Caitlyn Clark the credit she deserves for being able to take this type of shot right here. Notice, right? Ball right hand, ball now gets in the left hand, boom, hezzy pull up. Look how quick this shit is in real speed, right? Look at the speed. Look at the speed of this, right? And now I want y'all to go in the gym, try to shoot a hezzy pull up with that speed from that far just by yourself. And y'all see how difficult it is to be able to do that and make it consistently. And now you see just Caitlyn Clark doing this every single game multiple times, knocking them down, right? That shot is way harder than it looks. The speed of it, the range of it, having defenders, all the different, playing in an actual game environment, that shot is tough. And y'all really got to understand. Just go ahead and try it, and you'll be able to actually understand, oh, damn, that's way harder to control than I thought. She's 6'4" or 6'3"? Yeah, I assume so. I'm pretty sure she was. But as well, right? I posted something about this on my IG story. Talk about handoffs, right? A lot of people don't understand the power and the gravity of a handoff, right? So when Caitlyn gives this handoff to 20 right here, right? Flage steps out. But while she does this handoff, notice how she has to navigate after Caitlyn hands the ball off. She has to now go and move according to her teammate, where she has to move around and get around. And so now it just puts her out of position, and now her teammate's able to get down there and get that foul. Just because the angles as to which Caitlyn was able to bring in by bringing in another defender and having that gravity. Hold on, my light kind of fell over right quick. Hold on. Boom. All right, we cool. I love doing that hezzy pull. As long as you control it, it's filthy. If you can control it, it's filthy. But if you can't, it's gonna get ugly. You're gonna be breaking the motherfuckers. Hezzy pull is the most overrated shot in basketball. Pump fake is too. Hezzy pull up. It depends on who you are as a player. Some players can't hezzy pull just because of size. Maybe you just don't feel right for their game and just how they play, right? But it's not overrated. When you know how to sell that shit, motherfuckers be dropping back. Like when I be in the gym, I'm like, let me work on my hezzy pull up. And I really decide to get into my full base, drop down, and sell my drive. People would be like, it's like I create space just off the sell. It's crazy. No, Wayne, it is. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. It is. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. It's something to do with their physiology. I'm telling you. Hold on. You're catching on to something. I had to question that. That exact idea you had, I had to question it. I had to say, wait, they shoot way quicker. It looks just way faster. Wait, what is it? I figured it out. Just give me a second. Let me get to the clips. From Fox, the mid-range is deadly. It is deadly. But also, I want y'all also understand this. Look, Caitlyn be just racking up assists because shit like this happens. You got that slot cut right there from Flage. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. But notice what not just Caitlyn does with the pass, her team does. They out the gates running. Angel Reese just behind the play, not matched up, getting easy twos, right? She get an easy assist while everybody's just lagging back, right? Everybody's lagging back. They all dumb slow. So she be racking up stupid assists straight off that alone. But I'm about to get to exactly what we were talking about with the jump shots. If you know how to sell the drive, like I was saying before, if you know how to sell the drive. But peep this as well. I want to talk about how unorthodox her game is, right? And so if you really watch Caitlyn, and like I was saying before, her game is unorthodox because she does everything going left instead of going to the right side where she could go left, right, which is what most players do. And so now in situations like this, it's just like you're odd, right? She's now going to the left side, toss over, right, left, shot. And mind you, she does have impeccable balance because peep the shoulders, right? Peep her shoulders. That's where you could tell how balanced a player is. Because when she gets up into her shot, her shoulders are there. She releases the ball. Her shoulders stay in the same position. So now everything she does up here does not move. So now that's why she's so consistent. She has a great shoulder stability, but also core strength. And also an orthodox, like I was saying before. Because she's going left with everything, which is weird. If I took that 3, hold on. Look, this one I want to talk about with the base. Look, we see with women's basketball entirely. Let me get some water right quick too before you even continue. So understand this. I want to talk about that same concept like we just said before, though, right? So in women's basketball, you could recognize one thing that's a huge difference between women and men is the quickness of women's jump shots, right? And so look, notice Caitlyn, right? The way as to which she's able to get that shit off so damn quick and so fluid, it amazed me because of one physiological disadvantage at which she turned into an advantage, right? So understand, one of the most important concepts of a jump shot as a whole is the base, right? But Caitlyn, and usually for most women, is that they naturally have less muscle than most men do, right? And what muscle allows you to do is be able to get into these lower end ranges. And that base is lower. But the way she finds her fluidity in her shot and use it to her advantage is that she now begins to shoot with more of a spring, right? Instead of a load. A lot of women spring into their shots and really don't get much of a load. Juju does have a good base. Juju's one of the players who have a really solid fundamental base. But notice Caitlyn, right? That's her load. It's not nothing that's crazy deep. Like you'll see Dame pull shots from deep, be all the way loaded. Like you'll see Kyrie, if you shoot a shot from deep, loaded. Because you need that momentum, you need that strength, you need that force. But now Caitlyn, the way she's able to do so and just remain fluid just off the spring alone, is like, yo, that's tough. That's tough. Because even thinking about me when I hoop, I'm like, yo, I can't shoot without having that base. Because if I don't have that base, I don't get that same fluidity. And now she is able to find that fluidity while keeping her body fairly vertical, way more upright. Tough. I saw his move, spell my water on my girl. She slapped me. They don't load. Yeah, reminds me of Trey. Trey Young has a base though. Trey Young be shooting with a base. Playing with lazy defenders got to be the most infuriating thing. Yo, it probably is. It probably is. But peep this as well. Peep this little gem right here. Analyze her passing highlights. I ain't gonna lie. Like half her passing highlights. You know what half her passing highlights be? It be Caitlyn getting the ball off a made shot from the other team, and then their bigs running hard as shit, running the rim hard as shit. Throw it down, dime. That's like, if she gets like 10 dimes, that's at least 3 to 4. At least 3 to 4. I ain't gonna lie. So like all those other ones, it just be 30%, 40% is because you get outran. I'm like, bro, like as a coach, run the fuck back to defense. Like it's like, yo, that should be wild. But it's habit though. It's Hooper habit. It's Hooper habit not to run your hardest to get back on defense from offense. So, good night. All right though, I'll catch you. Charlie's movement shots is a bit different than NBA guys though. Like everyone's gonna be a little different in their own ways. But let me talk about this play right here with Caitlyn. Peep this. Now you gotta understand, especially being a scorer like Caitlyn is, how I'm going to get guarded when I see certain players, when I come off certain coverages in certain plays. And so now you got these two screens here, and I know most definitely LSU's probably seen this and prepped for it. So now Caitlyn comes off here, and you got the big who's that last screen, meaning Angel Reese is going to be the person I'm going to see when I turn this corner. And now just seeing Angel Reese, she's not going to commit. She's just going to hedge. She's going to show, and she's going to get back. And so with Caitlyn creating so much space between her and her defender, now she's able to get to a step back. And now it's like, that's a clean look for Caitlyn. Knocks another one down. And so you got to make sure you do your homework before and understand, I don't got to fall for your bait. I could just now go and escape dribble, get to my three, because you're not going to follow me. And the person that was already guarding me is in the dust. Now peep this. I ain't gonna lie. These passes be so telegraphed sometimes. These be, I ain't gonna lie, bro. These be the plays and the passes that's like, yo, that was dumb, sorry, right? And you make yourself feel sorry because they just pick your pass off. It's like you're actually throwing it to them, right? And now Caitlyn ends up getting down here in transition. And now she has so much gravity because it's like, is she going to get to the rim? Which she probably not going to do with Angel Reese running back. But she could shoot. And that's going to make Angel Reese think and not go protect the rim. And now she's in this gray area where I'm in the mid-range. I'm in between Caitlyn, who still has room to shoot, and I'm not even protecting the rim, which allows a rim run to occur. And Van Lith goes to Caitlyn thinking I got to pick her up and Angel's going to drop down. But no. Now I get another too easy in transition. A lot of her teammates make it so much easier for her to be able to do her job because they just run hard. That's what a lot of people don't do nowadays. And now playing with Caitlyn. Let me talk about this concept. So anybody that plays with a player that just has a high amount of gravity, just do this every time, right? Just do this. Drive towards their side. Because notice, you got no help, right? You got no help, especially if it's a lone side. It's a solo side, attack that side every single time, right? So now you're going to be able to get into damn near whatever you want because you don't have to worry about another person plugging and taking away something that you want to get to. And once again, Caitlyn with these dimes, I'm telling you, Also, we need to stop giving so much credit, or let me not even say that. I don't want to say stop giving so much credit, right? As we continue to give credit to Caitlin for her passing, we also need to acknowledge the fact of her bigs and her teammates who go from being all the way behind plays to then being the players as to which is all the way in front of the play, which is just working hard as shit, right? Building the habit. And I don't think some of y'all understand how hard it is to break the habit of not running hard. So many players are so lazy, they don't even try to run hard. They like it. You know how many times you got to yell at them? And now we got players at Iowa just doing this like that. The discipline that they had in their practice, elite, top tier. I just know that for sure. And I peeped this as well. They better be running. They can't do exactly, bro. Exactly. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. This is the one thing though. I want to say this one thing about Caitlin as well. If Caitlin has a three, she has the handle, she could finish at the rim a little bit. But if she adds this, right, where she could get in this paint and just float these like a Trae Young, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. She get a float game, it's done. Cooked. It's cooked, bro. And she don't even need no offhand float. Just get a good right hand float. That's all she need. That's all she need. And I also want y'all to notice this too. Hold on. You remember the last two shots she took? I need to refresh your memory on this, right? So look, understand. The first three Caitlin made, right? The one where she was getting hot earlier in this half, right? The first one she hit, she ended up going right left. The one after that, she ended up pulling that out the left hand, left right. But now she's gonna come back once again on this side, right? And now she's going to the left side once again, and watch the footwork that she uses, right? Hop. She got all the footworks in her bag. She got all of them. And y'all got to understand, if you want to really be threats at something, you can't just try to spam one footwork over and over. You're going to need the 1-2, right, left. You're going to need the left, right. You're going to need the hop going both ways as well. So continue to add layers to your shooting and to your game as a whole. Now peep this. You know what this reminded me of? This play right here? This play kind of reminded me of how, like in 2018, how James Harden was just a step ahead of everybody in his agility, his ability to start and his ability to stop, right? Especially to stop and get balanced. And so Caitlin is a step ahead of just her defenders and everybody as a whole when it comes down to this. Because now you're chasing, just trying to get back in front, stop, balance, shot. You know what I'm saying? And that brings that efficiency because you're able to get that balance. And so that's why she just be knocking shit down crazy. That agility, the body of work she was able to build in the weight room to now be able to do things on the floor, vital. Let me talk about this last play as well. You got about 2.5 minutes down in this game, right? Caitlin facing some pressure, not worried about it. Give up, you try to steal. This is where you really cooked yourself. Because now she ends up getting this back, and notice what she's about to do right here. Watch your eyes. That look right there, watch Flage. Thought she was going to shoot just by simply showing her eyes. That's how you know somebody really a threat. That's how you know they're a threat. Now you drop this down to your teammate, boom, right there, get that 2 and 1, practically game time. And now let's move on to Juju and Paige, right? We really got to lock in when it comes down to Paige and Juju. I got some gems, especially when it comes to Paige. A lot of shit y'all can learn from, right? And so this is one of the most forgotten ways to score in today's game, right? Notice Paige's pace. Notice her pace. Goes down, boom, cut. Right? Those little cells be so vital because notice what he even does to her defender. She goes, she relaxes, she turns away. As soon as she sees that turn, sees that gap, sprint out right there. Early to get the game started, give me that too, right? A lot of players don't use pace, they don't sell, nor do they even try to cut to score, which is a way as which y'all can just simply get that donut off the board if y'all just added that in. And now I want to talk about Juju. I try to look at this all the time, but they don't even see my face. Wait. Oh, what you mean? Steph, my glorious king. Everybody be y'all kings nowadays, bro. Y'all bugging. Now, I want to say this about Juju as well. This is something as to which I do not college basketball for instilling certain mindsets in players and attacks. So, look at this quality of shot Juju is going to get from this screen right here, right? Because with this screen, drop coverage. Now look at the shot she gets. Pull up, nobody to see, bucket. That's the only time I didn't seen her do that. Only time I seen her going to use this drop coverage, use this screen. Why not spam it? Why not spam it? That's what I don't get. You could be so much more efficient if you just simply said, oh, if we could just get a screen with Juju with our big and then have this drop, she could get into her mid-range pull-ups and not see nobody. Why not keep doing it? Why do we have to run a motion offense? Why do we have to do a whole bunch of sets with a whole bunch of fluff? Just get straight to the bread and butter, to get straight to the buckets, right? And just run those actions that produce high-quality looks. Just do that. Who we got? Paige or Caitlin? I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna have to go with UConn. They got more depth. They got more players that can hold their own. At least from what I've seen. Because Caitlin, like 2018 Bron. Caitlin's like the 2018 Bron, 2018 Cass. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. So when you got a team who has players who are capable of producing their own, like across positions, whereas a team like Caitlin, she just got to dish everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think UConn may got it. Steph is our Lord and Savior. That Lord and Savior is ridiculous. But notice this, right? Notice Juju right here on this catch. This is an elite move, right? If you were to shadow out Juju right here on display, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference whether this was JuJu Watkins or if this was Devin Booker, because that was a smooth ass move. That was a smooth move. I ain't gonna lie, that was tough. You gotta repeat the little things. Jab right here. You can see his hand playing out here. Rip over the top. Now he forces you to break your base. Get into the pull-up. Jump into the arm. I don't know if they're going to call that in the league or any other levels, but she got the call, I can tell you that, and finished it. That's a tough bucket. Stupid tough bucket. Now peep this too. I want to talk. This is a gem. The owner of the Pelicans. Yo, he dropping 50 pieces on the Pelicans like every game, bro. They dumb sorry. I don't know what they did to him. But notice this right here with Paige, right? This move, especially when attacking the rim, is extremely vital for all players, right? And I want to show y'all that offensively, one of the skills that you must need if you want to be able to use this move effectively, right? And so you're going to see it better on this play right here, right? So you see Caitlin going down this line. And notice the direction she goes right here on this next dribble, right? She now ends up getting outside that key, outside that slot, to now so that she could be able to get here, step into the body of her defender, and time that contact and be precise with it. And now she could be able to go there and get that lay. But now let me tell you other thing about defensively. How can you use this offensive concept to get better on defense? Right? So I just want you to flip your lens right quick, right? Flip your lens from thinking of an offensive player to now a defensive player. So you see Paige begin to step out wide here. And like I told you before, now it's going to set up that veer. Understanding that that's the angle that a player is going to use to get into that veer and get that contact. As a defender, what can I now understand? When I see someone go out like that, I can now, instead of trying to body them up, I hollow out. It's going to take a long time to build that discipline, especially in game speed, but just knowing that and being aware is the first step to being able to get better. And so once you see that, that's one thing you can be able to read. And two, if you also understand this other concept, right? Understand this other concept is that when players even do make this veer step, aside from getting wide, what they often do with the ball is bring it to the middle, right? So now that ball is exposed. You swipe down, that could be a turnover. Another concept. It's just that you got to understand moves and then understand them in the perspective of a defender when you see it. Lit up LSU. I mean, we gonna see. We gonna see what happens. Dribble. He said, "Dribble like a Republican." You're wild. Dribble like a Republican is the first thing that's the first shit I've ever heard in my life. That's the first time I heard some shit like that in my life, bro. What the hell? How? I'm not even gonna question that, bro. I'm not even gonna question your logic on that one, bro. I'm not gonna question that. You got it, gang. You got it. But peep this. Peep this. When you attack in transition, timing is key, right? And so when Paige brings this up, watch 45 right here, right? Watch Paige's attack according to her movement. Because as she cuts through this middle, boom, push cross, that just showed a new gap, and she just attacked that gap. I don't know if she was directly reading her, but she just saw a new gap, which shows that ball handling and being a person with the ball, it's not about what move you could do. It's about what gaps you see and using the ball as an extension to your body. Now she gets here, draws in another player. Easy dump down, get that too. Once again, bro. Once again. Notice this. Easy ways to score. Watch 25's movement. This is where understanding agility and movement just comes into play, right? This is just like football. Step out, boom, cut, timely pass, gets down here, ends up getting fouled, get me to the line. Y'all can get easy buckets the same exact way. You just got to shift your mindset from let me be nice, let me be pretty, let me have a bag to let me just get a bucket. Let me get a couple points. She taking notes from so you saying she dribble like Clay? Type shit, Clay dribble like another Republican? That's wild as fuck. That's wild as fuck. But let me talk about playing off the ball as well right here. Let me talk about playing off the ball. So notice, I don't think a lot of y'all even realize this concept. Like, something else just popped up in my brain as I'm talking about this, right? But notice, right? Anytime y'all play off the ball, y'all don't understand how much leverage and how physical you can be. Because watch Paige, right? She gets here, right? Extension. She fully extends right there. You probably can't see it, but you could tell. She forced her to that other side, which now allows her to get out to that corner, and now she has room to be able to take that shot from that corner, right? Y'all got to get more physical off the ball. Leverage that. Get into a person's body. You don't have to fully extend right there because you may get called. They may flop or some shit. But get into somebody's body, nudge off, and really be physical so you can create your space. I want you to peep this gravity here. Peep this gravity. This is crazy gravity. This is crazy gravity. Notice, right? Kaylin's about to set up this entire play off a cut alone. Watch, right? Notice, she gets here, cuts back door. Notice who has to plug because she made a great cut, right? Now, boom, Forbes cuts. And now what happens up here? You got a disadvantage off the cut alone. And now swing to the top. Top goes to his wing. And despite the fact that Shield's the one to start that playoff, she gets credited for nothing. But she made that whole play, which is why it's important that you got to leverage all levels of playing. I low-key need to get through this breakdown, low-key. I low-key need to get through this. We're going to be live again on Friday, though. Hold on. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to Juju. Hold on. Let's get back to Juju. Juju about to start cooking. Transfer portal is crazy. She got to Elite 8 in her freshman year, though. Elite 8 freshman year. That's tough. That's tough. But she low-key didn't really have much help. But I want you to even unpiece this as well. Paige did start guarding Juju. And I do like to see that matchup. We all love to see those matchups, right? But this is the move that you could create the most space in basketball in. Watch Juju. Watch. Watch. God damn. You see how much space she created? Y'all got to see that again. Y'all got to see that again. I'm trying to tell y'all. The best medicine for space creation in basketball is a jab. Watch where this left foot goes. From here, all the way to the line. And guess what I got? Shot over the top. You can't do nothing about it. Y'all got to learn how to get a jab before you learn how to get a step back. I'm telling y'all, that's just the best move in the game. Best move in the game, bro. Let's keep cooking. Let's keep cooking. Next play. I think this is 2 possessions later, maybe, right? You just seen Juju get that bucket on Paige that first time. And now she got Paige again the second time. Live dribble. Top of the key once again. And guess what happens? Tween. Hezzy pull over the top, right? Another bucket. She could have stopped you twice. Why not go at her a third time? Why not go at her a third time? Force her to do something different. Force the team to do something different. Play chess at that point. But college don't do that. College just doesn't do that. I don't know why. Once again, I want to talk about handoffs. Yo, she gets buckets. I'm trying to show you. I'm really trying to show y'all. Y'all really got to understand. And now the handoff game is something that's been blurred in the game of basketball because y'all got to understand what it is. A handoff is a merge of a pick and roll and also a merge of playing off the spot up because sometimes you don't even need to dribble to be able to score as long as you're able to make the right reads, which is why y'all got to add that in 1 and 2 because in damn near any set that you may run with your teams, you're gonna probably run into a few handoffs. And if you know how to make reads like this, not switching, they get hit right there, and you could just take a catch and shoot shot, no hand, you're getting points as long as you work on it. And now peek this right here with Juju. I ain't gonna lie, this low key might be one of the toughest things to guard when in Juju's game, right? When you see Juju get down the floor, right, and she throws it to that left hand, hits that hezzy, it's hard to not force yourself to stop because that hezzy is giving her momentum to go. But when you stop, you now have to build yourself and gear your engine back up to go again. And that's how she gets those steps and ultimately allows her to get to the rim, boom, get that foul. So even though you know, okay, she may not want to go left, she could pull out the left though, hits that hezzy, it's tough. Tough to guard. Notice this gravity. Notice this gravity. Notice this gravity from Paige once again playing off the ball, right? Hands that back off, goes and gets this little flare screen. Watch 13 right here. Watch what she does. She just simply extends her hand, just acknowledging the fact that she could flare out. And this opens Aaliyah Edwards for, boom, that slip right there to get to the rim and end up going there and getting that foul. That's really an assist. They need to start tracking shit like that, bro. They need to. You said what? This low-key gritty game, like early 2000s? I mean, it's a college game. I don't know if it's necessarily a gritty game, but I can tell you it's a college game. That's how them shits be like though all the time. But notice this, right? Notice Paige, right? Notice Paige. Just being a leader on the team, you got to know every play where everybody must be, even if they don't know where they got to be, right? So Paige clears both these two players out, right? Get out. All right, we need to run this set. You're not in the right spots. We're running it to this side. And now what ends up occurring now is that, all right, boom, we got that here. Loki could have threw that. She turned away too quick. And now Paige gets this. And understanding your defenders, right? Knowing that I'm doing this handoff with a big, meaning that the person that's guarding that my teammate is going to be dropped back. When I get clear here, I know she's not really going to switch. I know she's not going to blitz. She's just showing and getting back, which is why I do not have to stop my drive because she's not going to cut off that lane fully. And I'm not going to get fooled by that bait. And I'll peep this as well. I want to talk about two things when it comes down to this play. So notice right here, right? So Paige, once again, guarding Juju. And Juju does have a little bit of a size advantage. And for all players, regardless even if it's size or not, you got to make sure you do this one thing, which is be physical on all your catches, right? Because that's what allowed Paige to use the little bit of speed as to which she had an advantage on. And so by the time as to which this pass was getting thrown, Juju just ran to a spot, and so did Paige, and she got in the line of the pass. And so she didn't build herself an advantage by getting any contact, so she could get a good catch and be able to actually get the play run. And now Paige gets that too. Peep this, hold on. 29 is atrocious. 29 is atrocious. You said jumper look a little Juju jumper look a little sus. It works, it ain't ugly, but it's weird looking. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But like I said though before, I don't even know if you was here that while ago, but Juju has more of a base in her shot, which is what you usually don't see women have, and they usually use more of that spring, more of that quickness. Because to load lower, you need more muscle, and then it's just more so, all right, if I'm playing from a young age and I built the habit of not really just having this innate muscle, right, this natural muscle, then I'm just going to go use spring, and that's how I'm gonna play the game for forever. So, but peep this as well, right? This is the type of defensive plays that as a player, you just got to always look out for, right? To where your responsibility may be to this wing, but by reading this action, all right, boom, I could jump that. Right, Juju ends up jumping that play, ends up getting down, and she has great movement, by the way. Finishes right, not really left much, but right is a tough play, especially through contact. Gets that and one. Once again. Now, remember that last play I showed y'all, having contact. Paige is just simply being a step ahead because since she doesn't use contact, I'm going to get to that lane. I don't need to get to your body because you're not trying to be physical anyways. right? I'm going to use the speed advantage that I got. And now she ends up getting down here, having another opportunity for a lay. I think may have been a foul. I'm pretty sure they scored that some way, somehow, but I think she got fouled. Now notice this. Notice this. It be the teammates that play smart that allow you to break bad rhythms and slumps, right? Doing little things like this. Juju swings, watch 24. The person that really is her cover, boom, back screen. Easy tools, bro. You love those plays. You love those plays. It's like, finally, I got an easy look. Finally, after all these attempts. Juju better than Caitlin? It's tough to compare right now. Just give it a sec. Give it some time. Give it some time. Give it some time. Because Juju's only been college 1 year. Only been there 1 year. So notice, once again, timing in transition. Watch Aaliyah Edwards now. Watch. Right? As Juju brings us down, gets closer to the line, she clears out. Oh, I have a gap to this middle. Tween. I attack. No help. Right there, I end up getting that lay left hand. Bucket. Read the floor so you know what gaps you have. Always keep your head up. Now watch this right here with Paige. There's a lot of hoopers, male or female, that can't make this shot right here. Matt, I simply can't. Why? Because it's just too close. And so a lot of players will get caught right here and be like, what type of touch do I need to put on the ball? Do I need to go 2 motion, 1 motion? And some people may just end up airballing because they don't know how to shoot that shot. But Paige in that situation, 1 motion, good touch, knocks it down. So that's just an example of a player having a good touch. Not a lot of players have good touches on their shots. And that's why it'd be those situations, they just be chucking them. I want you to notice this drop, though. Notice this drop, right? Notice. Once again, Aaliyah Edwards in this drop. And so what ends up occurring is that once Paige gets off the screen, is she going to commit? Is she taking away my lane? Is she taking away the roll? Is she trying to play in between? And so now once Juju hits his hezzy, ends up getting out left, I still got a lane. She's playing in between. And so this allows her to be able to get down, make contact, and get a foul because she now has to move over from playing in between. And now she's able to get to that line. So being able to read that player in that drop is vital. And I don't know why they didn't continuously spam playing this pick and roll. And now right here too. We're getting closer to the end of this game. We're getting close to the end. We're getting close to the end. But now at this point, USC began to get some momentum. They ended up getting this steal right here, bringing this down. Boom. Notice Juju once again down transition. Taking away that left side. Doesn't matter if my teammate right next to me, I ain't going to drop it off. Euro step, right, lay. Give me that bucket. We're now down 1, right? This is where it got close. But great players do make great plays. And now you got Caitlin Clark right here on this right side. And notice, right? Notice her body. Dog, you probably would have thought she was going to brick this. Like bad. But what ends up happening? Through contact, just finds a way to get that shit in. That's just something great players do. Tough bucket. Tough bucket. But this is where you must disassociate these plays from the play that you're going to go make. And so Juju ends up getting that, bringing it down quickly, and also ends up taking a quick shot right here, right? But if you stay patient, understand what she gets. By the way, she did break that. She did break it. Understand what she could get. With Paige guarding her, under on the first one, that's an automatic rescreen. So to get her to chase over. And now you chase over, going to that right side. I got Forbes on that right as well. So if I get this pinch, I can kick to her 4-3. And a clean 3, a walk-in 3, a step-in 3. Much better look. But it just boils down to having patience and having pace, right? And not always trying to rush. Especially with 4 minutes left, you don't need to go that quick. I kept saying Caitlin. I don't know if I kept saying that. I don't know if I did or not. You should do RJ Davis breakdown. Isn't buddy like 24 or like some shit? Ain't he old as hell? But peep this as well. I want to talk about the handoffs once again. I don't know if I was saying Caitlin or not, but it's just fucking having 3 players in one breakdown. This is the most players I watched in one breakdown. But notice this right here. Once again, this is another handoff, ain't it? Right? Yep, this is another handoff. So once again, the handoff game is a merge of a pick and roll because once you put the ball on the floor, you may have a switch with the person who just handed the ball off, right? You may have a person trailing behind, right? And now what you could have, though, is a shot to actually shoot off the catch, no dribble, no need for nothing. So if you can't dribble, this is a way to score. Defender goes underneath, work on those shots right there over the top, bucket, right? They took that quick one. We get this 3, the one that we like in the half court. We up 6. Up 6 now at this point. And so here with Juju, I want to talk about this concept. Pass gets initiated. Notice where Juju starts. Notice where Juju starts in this mid-range area. And now she ends up curling this, ends up getting a clean look from right here. So y'all really got to start inside the arc, especially if you want to get even better looks than this. Because Juju did miss that shot, by the way. But even look at the read she had over here. Gets here. Now, switch right here. Watch what she does. That breakaway right there, that's just a instinct that you must build by understanding reads. And it's like, oh, shoot, she going under. I flare behind this. That's a 3. Open. Cleaner look than what the shot is even right here. That's just an instinct you got to build. But regardless, it's a clean look, right? So understand, you got to play deeper if you want to get angles out for down screens that are even further out in terms of shot. But peep this as well. I don't even know. Paige plays magnificent off the ball. Paige plays great off the ball. So notice her in this point right now, right? Ball coming to the left side. We got 8 seconds. Set this flare. Sets that flare out. Catches. Pump fake. She already done burned her a few times. Pump fake. Now watch the gaps that she got, right? You got one stepping over here. You got Juju right there. What can I now use if I want to get through there? Cuff that in the middle of my body. Nobody touching that. Floater over the top. Boom, give me that 2. Now we up 11. 2 minutes to go. And that's practically game time. So we about to be out of here. I low-key got a side. Low-key took a little too long in the stream anyways. But we're going to be live again on Friday. Another breakdown. I don't know who I'm going to watch. We're going to see how the games turn out. But all I can tell y'all now, those, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all join the Patreon right there at the top of the chat. And also make sure that y'all sacrifice your present self and invest into your future self. And do everything you must do to be able to get to where you're here to be. By the way, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you hit sub. We live 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So discipline or regret. You choose.